What's up, everybody? It's your girl, Halle Hellz. We are here today with an exclusive Hanging with Hellz, but y'all gonna get to know a some things you don't know, dig a little deep, go into detail. Some emotions may arise, but I'm keeping it real. I got my great, amazing, beautiful boss friend, Ayesha, Eesh the Exec in the building.
What it do? What it do? It's your girl Eesh. Dusted off my little board here to be here with my good friend Halle Hellz. So we're going to get into some things today. Halle hit me up maybe about a couple months ago and was like, "Yeah, I want to do a mini docu series about my life." And I'm like, "Oh, girl, when I got the time for that?" But I made time today to be here because Halle makes time for me. And so one of the things, and this is just a little bit about me before we get into Halle, because y'all finna get into all of her business. But one of the things that, God has been blessing me with in 2025 is relationally. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes when we get busy in life, we drift away from our friendships. And so it's hard to remember that you got friends out here. Yep. And then even when you try to befriend new people, it's hard because you don't know these people. They try you, and then it's hard to be friends with new people. But anyway, yes, you have always showed up for me, so I'm glad to show up for you today. And so let's get right into it. I got my cards. Also, be sure to, I'll plug me at the end. Like, comment, and subscribe to this channel. Before we get started, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Okay, so
Tap in.
Halle, what's your middle name?
Arlene.
Oh, spell that A-R. We ain't gonna do. We can't give out the government
because
stalkers.
Can't do
Anywho,
that,
originally from Florence, South Carolina.
Darlington, South Carolina. Darlington, the Purple City.
Is that close to Florence?
Yeah. They're lit. It's like,
why did I think it was Florence?
It's not even like Orangeburg and Columbia. It's like Orangeburg and the Orangeburg Mall, like Claflin and the mall.
Okay, so but you drive through Florence to get to Darlington.
Yeah.
Okay, that's why.
If you're coming from Atlanta, you drive to. No, you get to Darlington first.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Why did I think you were from Florence?
Because I graduated from high school, South Florence. I moved to Florence the top of 6th grade to end of 5th grade.
Okay.
It was very sad.
Okay.
Very sad.
Okay. So how was it like? How was life growing up there?
Growing up in Darlington, very, very small town. It's like the racetrack there. Like they had I don't know if you ever heard of like Southern 500 and all that stuff. Big race car town, country town. Everybody goes to work. Plate plant, cut plant, all that type of stuff.
Everybody know your mama them, your auntie them,
definitely.
Your cousin
The name holds a lot of weight back home.
Okay,
and that's no brag. That's just if you know, you know. It's respect, and it's if you know. Shout out to the Dub Gang, Williamsons.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how would you say your upbringing shaped you into the woman that you are today?
Well, I was raised by my grandmother and my grandfather because my mom passed when I was 4. She passed of Crohn's complications, which is something that I actually developed later in life that I was told that I was not going to because it's supposed to skip generations. Mm-hmm. So there was a battle there. But it was great because I have a big family. Mm-hmm. And my mom was the oldest. So everybody poured into me. It's like being everybody's baby.
Okay. So you talked about your mom.
Yeah.
Tell us what she was like. What do you remember of your mom?
There are small memories, very few, but because I was 4. Mm-hmm. She was very much a beautiful person, like always smiling, no matter even if with her being sick, you wouldn't have known. Like, of course, if you see her physically, sometimes because of medication and things like that. but you would not have known. She was a bright person. A lot of people tell me I'm just like her. She was very spicy, as I've been told. The memories I do have, like she worked in Colombia, and she would come home to see me, spend time with me, all that, and to be with the family. It was she just really was a beautiful person. Like how I describe also my aunt as an angel. That's how I feel about my mom.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So, we just jumping around my cards here. So let's go back to you. Let's go back to your upbringing. So, what are some of the morals and standards that you learned as a child that you apply to your business standards?
Business is business.
Okay.
You gotta keep your word. Your word is your bond. How you act in that relationship of business, you keep that. You respect people. You respect where they come from. You respect their family. You respect what they're doing. You have to carry yourself like a professional, because if you are a professional, you do so. But even with my grandmother, respected in the community, my grandfather respected in the community, my aunts and my uncles, just, and always, of course, like my spirituality, like keeping God first. Like you have to think about those things when you're moving. Like it's important.
No, for sure. So let's talk about grief for a second. How would you say that it's impacted your journey? Because I've been dealing with it. You know what I'm saying? And for people who haven't, like, everybody's going to deal with grief at some point in their life.
Yeah.
Right. And until you deal with grief, you don't know what it's like.
Yeah.
So for you to have lost your mom so long ago, people like, oh, I know people have probably got like, oh, your mama died so long ago. Why you still da 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 da?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But people don't really understand how heavy it is, and how grief is really something that, and this is coming to a podcast near you, so just a preview. But grief is really something that you have to learn to deal with.
Yeah.
So how have you learned to deal with your grief on your journey?
Lots of therapy, lots of prayer, lots of time to myself, and processing my emotions.
Yeah.
And like you said, people will say things, oh, that was so long ago, or they wouldn't want you to carry on like this. Yes, they wouldn't want you to carry on like this, but they wouldn't want you to just act like you're not okay. I mean, act like you're okay when you're really not. For me, with my mom, of course, I was 4 when she passed. So, like, there was time where it's like I would just randomly think about my mom when I was growing up, and I would just burst out into tears. Like, I would have crying fits, and I would just want people to tell me stuff about her. Like, tell me a story about her. Tell me your favorite memory about her. Even on stuff like her birthday, I do that now. I make a post. I share some pictures we have, or memories I have, and I ask people, share a moment, like, so I can kind of engulf myself in things that I don't know about her, or things I could have experienced but I wasn't able to.
Yeah.
But definitely when my grandfather passed, that's my dad, I had a lot of, you got to get over it. You got to get over it. And it's not that easy.
It's definitely
It's not. Grief, you can be okay for a month or 2 straight, and then you just start thinking about that person. And it's like, man, I'm not trying to be sad, but I know you're in a better place. So it's hard.
It's definitely hard.
It's
and there's so many
hard.
thoughts. I will unpack my grief story on an episode coming soon.
Yeah.
But so let's get right into the business of things.
Yeah.
So as your friend, I think it's safe to say that, music is what essentially started your entrepreneurship journey,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
So tell me, who are some of the artists that inspired you?
That I work with?
No, crazy. The artists that have inspired you, that was like, oh, I want to be a blog. I want to have my blog. I want to be a PR.
Y'all want to know the truth? It's gonna be cliche, okay? I'm sorry for the people that I knew she's gonna say it. Kanye.
Girl.
Kanye. Go ahead. That's fine. I'm just being honest. He had a lot of stuff going on. Like, he always had a lot of stuff going on.
Okay. What about Kanye? Is it his creativity?
It was his creativity, and I really feel Kanye is a musical genius. I've always felt that way, but it was always also, man, does his PR team not have control? Is that just him? Why? Like, can you handle this differently? Like, he has great things going on, but because of how he's acting, it's messing this over here up. So I'm like, okay, well, you know, there's a lot of independent artists. I started with a lot of independent artists, like Foolie. I would say he's one of the first independent artists that I had a really, really locked in run with. And he was someone who reached out to me. That was a connection made by someone we went to school with, Q Nance, their cousins.
Oh, yeah. I knew that.
Shout out to him. Shout out to Q Nance.
Shout out to Nance.
And we locked in, and it's like that bond for me with artists, where it's you investing in yourself, you showing me you have that passion. That's what makes me want to do that. But it's also, it's a bond we make as we're going to go to different heights together. Yeah. No, we don't have to do everything together, but I'm going to help you. You help me. We're going to help each other, and we're going to grow together.
Let's put a pin in that, because that's a question that I should have wrote down. So let's go through your timeline real quick. When I met you at Claflin, there was a thing called Urbane MG. Yes. Okay, so what was that? It was a blog, or it was a what?
It was a blog / marketing company. More so a blog. That was me breaking out of my shell into wanting to shine light onto others, wanting to interview others, trying to put together events. You know, we progressed with that a little bit. But it was really kind of like a getting my feet wet, because I'm shy, but I'm not shy. Yeah. And it was a point of, man, I see all this. I keep up with stuff. Everybody's always asking me what's going on with this person, or what's going on in the entertainment industry, or even like stuff with clothes or trends. And it's like, you know, I really do pay attention to that stuff. Not even like trying to just scroll or just click, and it just came to me naturally. And it was like, okay, well, Urbane MG, I thought about a magazine. I did start that with another fellow Claflinite, Latrice, and we worked on that together. We blogged, we interviewed people. We shed light on small businesses, clothing lines, things like that. It was dope. I think we were like a sponsor or something at some type of Claflin event one year. But Miss McCutcheon, the PR department, shout out to you, Miss McCutcheon, because I know you're probably watching this. She really believed in me. And it was like, you know, it's just a blog. Yeah. And y'all know I do tend to kind of sometimes just like, it's you know, it's nothing. Like, it's just me expressing myself. But she really made me feel like, okay, you have something here. Like, you can take this to different levels. And then I just started to develop it as much as I could, because I didn't want to keep it in one box.
Right. And then you went to PR, and then you went to photography. So talk about why you chose to pivot so many times.
I feel like I was getting more interested in being more hands-on. That's kind of like right now, people are like, oh, she's coming from behind the camera.
But are you essentially, though? And I watched the little interview, not the little interview, because nothing that you do is little, and nothing that nobody out here is doing is little. So let me put some respect on what people are doing out here creatively. But I watched the interview that you did, and you talking about how you are humble and that you kind of play coy or whatever. Yeah. But it's just really like, girl, you're literally doing all of the things that you've been doing. You know, you're interviewing artists. You're still, aside from the PR? Yeah. But you're interviewing artists. You have your Hangin with Hellz. You know, you really have just I wouldn't even say pivoted. Well, you've pivoted into photography for sure.
Yeah.
But you really found a way to, let's say, I don't even want to say rebrand. I guess it's just like reintroduce what you're doing in a different way. Like you've evolved with the times of doing things. So of course you evolved from a blog to, Hanging with Hellz.
Yeah.
And now you're doing pictures for artists and you're doing, you're just shooting stuff for artists. You're still hands-on in that field.
Yeah.
But when people know you, they don't know you as the blogger and they don't know you as the PR.
They don't.
They know you as something that you've been in the paint with for a very long time.
Yeah.
So what was the reason? What was the reason why you picked up photography? And essentially, I don't want to answer the question, but you're still kind of dealing with artists. But
so before the dealing with the artist, me getting into photography and just wholeheartedly saying, okay, of course I knew how to use the camera. I would take my pictures here and there behind the scenes. So it's just like when I decided to do Hang with Hellz, I'm trying to ask people, can you record me? Yeah, a couple episodes flow. I'm trying to go on a run, and I'm begging you to come shoot. No, I'm not doing that. I'm going to just do it myself.
Right.
Because I don't have time for that. And then people are, you really got an eye. Like, guys, it's been a part of my life. Camera's been in my life forever. My family is huge on memories, so I don't really have a choice.
So do you think, because I know that in your journey, it's consisted of different business partners.
That as well.
So do you think is that the reason why that you've just been doing things so independently lately?
Yes, I think so too. And like you said, it's not really a me coming from behind the camera. It's also me saying, hey, I'm here. I've been doing this. Let me speak up a little bit, because I think that for me, it's like I don't want to brag. I don't like bragging too much. If I start feeling like I'm bragging, then it's a problem. It's not a problem, but it's like I don't ever want to come off as cocky.
So
like,
do you see yourself having another business partner? What does a business partner look like for you in 2025 and beyond?
I don't really think I'll ever have a business partner again. I think I will continue to collaborate with people.
Okay, why?
It's too much. It's
why?
it's too much stress sometimes. It's like, okay, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this. Then you start to cross paths, and it's like, okay, I'm stepping on your feet. I'm sorry, but I thought this was a business together, and it's just like, I save myself a headache. I provide my own headache.
Okay. That's a safe answer, by the way.
Yeah,
y'all.
I know. Yeah.
That's all right. Haley don't want to get into the thing, so we're going to move on.
I just wish the best for people, that's all.
That's good. That's good. Because sometimes it doesn't work out. And just because you're not business partners with people does not mean that it has to be a falling out.
That's true. That's very true.
So tell the people out here how to break up with their business partner.
If you're not feeling it, you just got to be real and tell them, hey, I don't see this partnership going further. I don't feel like I'm getting what I need. You may not be getting what you need. And it's no hard feelings. It's no love lost. I posted something on Instagram the other day. It's okay to not want to do stuff that you don't want to do anymore.
Facts.
It's totally fine to not want to do something anymore.
Okay, so do you think you found your niche?
Yeah.
Okay, and what is the niche?
Motivation.
Okay.
And showing people that you can be humble, but you can kindly pop it as well. And pop it in a way that when you're present and like minds are around, they know what's up.
Right.
They know.
Right.
They know.
So starting out in all of these endeavors, it's always rough trying to get to the coin, trying to get to the bag, right? How have you been able to monetize your creative ventures?
Just keep marketing myself as much as possible. I don't really do like deals and sales, but if I have like artists that want to work with me consistently, work something out with them, maybe do a monthly thing, or if you want to do something where we shoot a certain amount of videos for the year and you can budget it how you want to. It's paid for. We got a set price. That's it. The headache of trying to throw out a price here and there, not worth it.
So do you feel like you've successfully built your clientele, or is there still work that needs to be done to do in that area?
Still work that needs to be done in that area. But I've seen a big change in clientele the way that I want it to flow. So I am happy about that.
Okay. Do we want to get into the love life?
We could touch on it.
Okay, let's touch it. What is it like? What is Haley's love life like? Haley got these locks and don't know how to act, y'all. I just want y'all to know that. Inserts picture of Haley with loose hair.
Wow.
Yeah, right here.
Okay. That's fine.
Okay.
I'm single. Okay. I am dating. Dating is tough for me because I'm a one woman. And for the people that didn't know that I was a one woman, I'm sorry, you're late to the party. It's nothing against the males. All the men that were my boyfriends, I really loved y'all. And I still got love for y'all if you didn't start acting weird because you found out I like women. I hate that.
Ooh, that's a shot.
It's not a shot. It happens a lot. I feel like, and two, even with how I work with a lot of artists and stuff like that, people move differently. And it's kind of like, that doesn't matter. It's not you. It's not your love life. That doesn't change me as a person. God is not stopping my blessings. Let me tell you. I pray every day. I haven't been shunned, so.
You get on my damn nerves.
I'm just being real. But it's tough dating, especially when you're an entrepreneur. Because it's also, can you handle me and my relationship with my business and my passion? Or are you going to be jealous? Because I've had that happen too. You're so into your word. Yes, I am. I'm still trying to go up some more.
So what does the perfect partner look like for Haley? And is it not going to be like, are you ever going to, is this a phase or is this the real thing?
You know, I know some people would like it to be a phase, but honestly, I don't think it's a phase. I do have a thing where I say if Jesus wants me to be with a man, he's going to bring him right here in front of me and let me know that you, sir, are for me. But until Jesus does that, we cool, we friends. Don't approach me like that. You can compliment me and tell me how beautiful I am. But, yeah. I've only had one girlfriend, though, officially.
Ooh, hold on, wait. Where is that?
I can't laugh too hard on that part. I'm being serious.
No, you good. I just needed confirmation.
I'm sorry if you're watching this and
you thought you was Haley's girlfriend, but you was never her girlfriend. That really what she's saying. So has your family fully accepted you for who you are?
Yes, I feel they have. I don't think there's gonna be too many people. I'm planning on sending this and posting it on Facebook. Maybe some people from back home, some church people. I'm sorry. I love y'all. I hope y'all still love me. I was always like a tomboy though, like, and it's still, again, that doesn't change me.
It doesn't,
and that's not really your business.
It is now.
But my family does accept it. The hardest probably was my mom, my grandmother.
Yeah,
she thought it was a phase, but she's very protective of me. And a lot of women that I date, if you get to that point, they know that, and they know that's the queen. Don't play with her because she's not playing about me.
Period. And she's beautiful. She's a beautiful woman.
That's my girl.
So has your family fully accepted you as a creative? That's a real question because I know Auntie like, girl, you can't do that.
But you know, the crazy thing is, bless up to my girl. She gave me a hard time, but she ended up being my biggest cheerleader.
Yeah. And why do you think that was? Do you think she wanted to see you have a plan?
I think the entrepreneur in her, the boss in her, was like, she just thinks this is gonna be easy. She can just say she's doing this, and it's just like, no, because she would tell people like, I've overheard her having a conversation like she really knows that she's supposed to be doing this. Like she feels like it's a part of her to do what she's doing. And I think that was a turning point for her.
Mm-hmm.
That was like, oh, she's very serious about this. And I was, but she was my biggest cheerleader. But everybody's pretty supportive. The kids, my nieces and nephews, they love for me to take their pictures. My mom, I have to take her pictures sometimes. Yep, you know.
Is there an artist that you have not worked with or that you still aspire to work with?
We're still making the manifestation from the Billboard interview when we had the AT&T Billboard.
Mm-hmm.
Young Thug.
Okay. In what capacity?
I just feel like he's just another person that's like Kanye, just like a musical genius. I know people think I have a weird obsession with him, but it's really not that. I think he's dope, hella dope. I would love to do photography with him actually, like on a fashion side, and it'd be cool if I could do behind the scenes.
You got 2 phones?
Relax.
Explain to me why you got 2 phones.
Business.
Nah, you talking about you had one official girlfriend, but you got 2 phones.
One of these is my booking phone.
Oh, you got 2 numbers.
Yeah.
I didn't know you had a different number to book.
You have it.
What's the booking number?
I don't know what off the top.
I don't have 2 numbers.
You don't? Yes, you do. I texted you off of it.
You tripping. You're tripping. You are tripping. Okay, so I think you talked about it earlier, but what draws you to working with independent artists?
I know what it's like to be in that grind mode. And
So are you in love with the
bad.
grind of the independent artists? And
When
do
you-
you believe in all of these independent artists, or are you just taking their money?
No, I'm definitely not taking that money. When you're consistent and I see your consistency and you talk to me about it and what you want to do and we're talking about it and we're making those things happen, even if you work with other photographers and other videographers, I'm happy to see that. But if we talk about it, let's make it happen. And when you make it happen, you be like, man, they dedicated, because everybody out here is a rapper. I said in the other interview that I want to be a rapper.
Spit some right now. Since you want to, you want to rap, spit some right now. Right now, hot 15.
Money on money. There we go.
Girl. You would never make it.
I'm not serious about it.
That's how these folks be sounding.
No, literally.
So are you honest with your artists?
Oh, yes. If there's not something I like, I want to let you know I don't like it, or you should have did this differently, or if I feel like you don't have a vision for something that's a song and it's like, hey, why aren't you promoting this? Why aren't you doing a visual for this? I'm going to let you know. And I have, they send me music. They ask me sometimes it's like, man, am I a music A&R or something? It's just like, no, I'm not.
Is that something you haven't tapped into?
Another thing that's on my list. I got a long list, y'all. I know people be like, when you gonna stop? When I get tired.
As long as it makes sense financially.
Exactly.
As long as it makes sense financially. Okay, so walking into year 33.
Mm-hmm. Yes, that's crazy.
You are old lady.
Whoa, not too much.
Okay, so walking into year 33, what are we expecting?
I think this new, it's not even a new Haley, but the Haley you guys see recently is much more calm. I've always been a loving person. I've always been passionate. But now sometimes when I used to need to take a breather, I couldn't do that. But now I'm going to take a nap. I'm going to rest. I'm going to relax. I don't want to be outside in the streets all the time. I don't want to be getting lit all the time. Hangovers in your 30s are horrible. So, but just more consistency. And I want to work on, I know that I'm humble, but also standing more firm in the things that I do, because I know that I motivate a lot of people. And when people say it to me, like, why you so humble? Like, why you don't pop it more? I think because I see people flexing in so much stuff on social media, it makes me not want to, because it's deeper than all of that you flexing.
Mm-hmm. So you're gonna keep your authenticity.
Yeah, but you're gonna see me more.
Oh,
You're gonna see me more.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, guys, if you ever want me to get back into Haley's business, call one of these phones on this couch and let her know that this was good. This was good. I'm proud of you.
I like
I'm proud of
this.
you. This was something light too.
I know this is like, y'all, I was actually trembling in my boots.
Girl, you didn't even want to talk about these folks that was bad business partners. I just want to let y'all know that I'm Haley's best business partner.
She really is.
We are the only people who to actually bring things to life.
And
No shade. Let me rephrase that. I am Haley's top business partner.
Yeah.
Okay. You brought some things to life.
Yeah.
With others.
Yeah.
But they died hard.
Yeah.
They did.
But pause. While we here, because I'll be doing this right here. She gonna love this. Okay? How she just said that, I've been doing events. I've been taking pictures.
This the Haley rant, y'all.
I've been doing videos.
And hurry up, because they finna come back.
Hanging with Hellz is a platform, not a podcast.
Ooh.
If you want to call it a podcast, that's fine, but it's very much a platform. Okay. And no, I'm not a music manager. We can work if you're serious.
And the coin is right.
And the coin is right.
Have it on time.
I do not work for free.
We don't do that no more.
We can collaborate, but please be serious. I wish everybody the best. I want to see everybody doing well. When I say that, I really mean that.
We do. We definitely do. And book her for y'all wedding.
Yeah. Oh.
You need a wedding page. Anywho, we got to go, y'all. Anything else you need to get off your chest before we go?
Y'all just stop playing with me, man. And I think when I say that, a lot of people gonna feel it. Stop playing with me, okay? This is Haley and Halle Hellz and Hellzhotit. This ain't that. Love to all.
All right. This darling from Darlington.
You know it, country girl. That's why I got my camel
Show
on
me
today.
a country girl, and that's the fact.
Nah,
Let me tell you
if I start dancing, I'm gonna do the wrong one, like curly tie.
All right. Well, I will sign us out. Thank y'all so much for tuning in to this special episode of Hanging with Hellz, and happy birthday.
Thank you.
I wish you many more blessings.
Yes, plug your stuff.
Oh, let me plug my stuff. Okay, so if you like me and you like what you see and you like what you hear, follow me at Eesh the Exec. Follow Nightmare Radio Show, One Nightmare Radio Show. We will be back in a different way this time. Stay tuned in for the Hustle Unleashed with Eesh. And this is just a little debut of it.
Yes.
So, yes. Yeah. That's it. Like, comment, and subscribe to this channel.
Yes.
And bye.
Peace.